What's going on, YouTube? It's Dusty Can Be Crazy. Figured I'd come down and do a little vlog down here at the land between the lakes. Get a couple pictures over here on Barkley maybe, and a couple pictures over on Kentucky Lake. I've been wanting to get out here and do a vlog for a while, and I just haven't made it down here. This is a pretty awesome vacation spot. Got all different kinds of stuff down here to do. Mainly though boating and fishing and stuff like that, but there's still other things to do. There's a big water slide park down here, go-kart racing, golf. Anyway, I decided to bring you guys along for the ride. I haven't been down here for a while. I want to go by and check out maybe Kentucky Dam. See if anybody's doing any kind of fishing over there, catching anything. Speaking of Kentucky Dam, also that was used to be, and I don't know if they still use it or not, but it used to be a big power source for Kentucky. It's run off of hydroelectric. I couldn't tell you really how that stuff works, but I just know that hydroelectricity, it's a pretty clean source of energy. Like I said, I don't really think they use it anymore though, because I heard that it got too expensive and they wasn't generating enough electricity out of there for the surrounding areas, so they moved on from that. Of course, we've got a lot of coal fire plants around here. Everybody wants to talk about clean energy. You got a perfect source right there for clean energy, so if we're going to make it clean, why can't we make it cheap? I do know they've got some of the big turbines, or at least one of the big turbines sitting outside the dam. I'll show you guys that when I get down there. You know, I'm not for sure, but I believe the dam that's on Barkley Lake was also a hydroelectric plant, but I'm not for sure. Out of the two dams, Barkley is definitely the tallest of the two, and Kentucky's a little lower, a little shorter. But don't know if you guys know anything about, you know, Kentucky Lake, Barkley Lake, and all that. But the Kentucky Lake is the largest man-made lake in the United States. Oh, something else of interest. There's a place down here they call Turkey Bay. For all you supermoto fans, stuff like that, it's a huge place where you can ride four-wheelers, supermotos, and all that kind of awesome stuff. Also down here at the land between the lakes. The reason they call it land between the lakes is because Barkley and Kentucky run parallel, but the land between the lakes is the only place in Kentucky that I know of that have elk in it, and there's a lot of elk hunting. So I don't know about most of you guys riding these bikes and stuff like that, but that's one animal I don't think I'd want to hit. They also have buffalo down here, the land between the lakes. And whenever I say they got elk and buffalo, I mean they have elk and buffalo running free. So when you're down here in this area, just be careful. Don't get moving too fast. You might not be able to stop before you hit a buffalo. That's a nice Corvette right there. It's always been my favorite color. Silver. I'm not a huge fan of a ragtop though on a Corvette. I think that's the only sports car I know of that I think looks better with a hard top. I'm going to go down here and see if I can get in. This is where, yeah, as a matter of fact, Barkley Lake used to be a power plant. This is Barkley Dam Power Plant. So I'm going to drive down here and see if I can get in down here and take a look. They don't have it gated off or anything. Let's see what happens. Might get run out. Oh, that's blocked off. Let's see what's down here. Oh yeah, so they still do allow a lot of fishing down here. This right here is something pretty cool, it looks like. Got a handicap access to be able to get down there. Now what you can't see, because the water's up, is underneath the water right over there, there's a great big old pillar or jetty or whatever you want to call it that sits out of the water that people fish in. And I don't know if you can see them people all the way up there next to the dam in a boat, but in my opinion it's kind of stupid. You could get sucked under the water pretty easy down through there. You have an engine failure or something like that, you'll be in trouble. Now, these guys that are further out there, they're alright. They're far enough away from the water, or from the locks and everything, that the water will push them on out instead of drawing them in. That's something too. Today's the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody in the U.S. And like I said, guys, it's one of the cleanest pyre there is. You got the lake over there. This is actually a river. I'm not for sure which river. I think it's Cumberland. So let's just head on over to Kentucky Lake, take a look at the dam over there, and see what we got. And I was right, it is the Cumberland River that the Barkley Lake dumps into. I thought it was, but I wasn't 100% sure. This is Kentucky Dam to our left, to my left over here, and we're over top of the Tennessee River. And that's Kentucky Lake on the other side of the dam, of course. So I'm going to take a ride over here. We'll actually ride across the top of the dam and come in on the other side and see if anybody's fishing. And this right here is something neat that they've put in up here too. This right here in front of me is a bicycle path. You can come up here and ride bikes, stuff like that, and check out the scenery. It's actually awful foggy today, so it's not the best scenery in the world. But this is actually a beautiful area, fun. As you can see, you know, people are fishing right up here next to the dam. And I think it's silly. Boat motors are pretty tough, but you're talking about 1 million gallons a minute going through a hole the size of 3 semi-trucks. Those little motors can't push that boat out of it. I don't care how powerful it is. So, anyway, we'll kick around down here and see if anybody's fishing. There's a BMW sitting over there. A car, not a bike. If it was a bike, we'd be checking it out. Which is funny. I do not like the looks of a BMW car at all. Cannot stand a BMW vehicle as far as the looks of a car. The bikes, on the other hand, are freaking awesome. And guys, it may not be this year and it may not be next, but I promise you, in a year or two, I will have me a BMW bike. I love them things. I think they're freaking awesome looking. Not to mention fast and everything else. And you know, this bicycle path, you know, I've seen an older couple there walking. I mean, that's what it's all about, guys. Families, getting your families out, getting them to take a look at just, you know, spending time with your families. I mean, everything that we've done in this country, all the wars and the freedoms that our men and women have fought for and everything else, all the freedoms that everyone has fought for is mainly so they can live a life of happiness with their family. And every time that someone like, and I'm not going to get into politics, name any names, but cheer! Cheer! Someone tries to take away your Second Amendment rights, or tries to take away your First Amendment rights by not allowing you to speak what's on your mind. or your Fifth Amendment rights trying to make you give them up. You need to stop, think long and hard before you give them rights up to someone about the lives that was given in order for you to have that. So, okay, this is my whole 4th of July speech. Enjoy the freedom that our forefathers give us, guys. And if it starts getting taken away, fight for it. And there's one of the turbines I was talking about that they have set up over here for people to see. That's you know, I guess it turns a big shaft and it's hooked to a generator and it generates electricity through water flow. Got some fella photographers here. They're taking pictures. Birds and seagulls and stuff like that. Well, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. This is Dusty Can Be Crazy, and I'll leave y'all with this little bit of a view for a few minutes. Okay, guys, peace.